Hi, I'm Catherine of Gamecast on It, and my apologies because I haven't done a video in a while. Of course, Charlotte just put a video up. You should check it out. It's her pickups for August, I think she's called it. Look at the most recent uploaded videos and it will of course be the previous one to this. So yeah, I haven't done a video recently. No collections have really come out that I've purchased. Next one coming out for me is GTA. Charlotte's buying Killer is Dead, so I figured once she's finished it I'll borrow it off her. But yeah, I've got GTA 5 collector's edition with the hat. I've got Beyond pre-ordered. That's it at the moment. I still haven't pre-ordered Watch Dogs or Assassin's Creed 4 yet, but I would like to. I think that's about it. So yeah, I haven't done one in a while. So this is, I mean, there's not much in front of me right now. There's a bit. And some of it's like fairly old. And some of it's not as old. I'm not sure if that's older than that. So yeah, I'll just get on with it. So I just want to show a couple of things that I don't think I showed in a video. Because it would have been after E3. Of some of my favourite things from E3 that I picked up. To be fair, I didn't get many things for myself. And you know, a lot of the things that were the duplicates that we gave away in the giveaway were in fact kind of what we got. But I got a really nice Dead Rising 3 hat. You see that? And it says Dead Rising 3 on the back. So that's nice. Now I can alternate between my GTA 4 hat and my Dead Rising hat. So that's really cool. And then I got two t-shirts that I really like. This one because I backed this game and I met the guys there and they were so lovely. So for anyone who doesn't know, this is Beak Beak from Armicrog. So there you go, it's like a walking advertisement. Sadly, it's a, is it an XL? Yeah, an XL. Because that was all they had, but we ran into them by chance when well, I popped over to see Charlotte while she was talking to Lorne Lanning. And the guy came over and was like, hey, you're Lorne, aren't you? And they gave him a t-shirt and I told him that I was a backer. And he nicely gave me this as well. And that was Mike, I believe. So thank you very much for that. And I will, well, don't know how much I'll wear it out because it is huge. The same with this t-shirt as well, because this was one of my favourite games of E3, which could be anything from that, unless you've kind of seen some stuff on it, but it's from Murdered Soul Suspect. Coming out by Airtight Games and Square Enix. I think it's Airtight. Or am I saying the name of another company right now? But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that game, Murdered. So I was very happy I got that, because when I came out of watching it, they said, oh sorry, there's no more t-shirts, you can't have any. And then I walked by later in the day and I saw someone and I was like, can I please have one? And they were very nice and they gave me one. And then another thing I picked up, which I was looking for, which I mentioned I believe when we did kind of pickups in LA, was Adventure Time on the DS, because the 3DS is region locked, so I knew I couldn't pick up that version. And we popped in a Target that had recently opened kind of in downtown LA, and they actually happened to have a copy of it, unlike every other store that we tried which didn't have a copy. So I picked that up. I think I'm about halfway through it because it's apparently quite a short game, but I need to go back in that and play it. And then of course they're releasing a new one coming out soon, as well as a regular show game as well, and that's Way Forward for anyone who doesn't know. So that is really cool. Interesting enemy types. So I think this was actually before E3, but we went to a retro revival event. I think it was before E3. My mind is, I don't know dates, but when they've, you know, when they're in the past. Although I remember silly things and small details, other things of when things happened, like some things feel like they were the other day when actually they could have been months ago. But yeah, so this is a game I picked up from one of the stalls that was there. I don't know what it is. What I should do is take it and play it on Charlotte's Famicom, because I don't have one here. But it was, I think it was in a guy's £3 box, and I was like, hey, it's a random looking Famicom game, I'll pick that up. So I got that. I picked up a copy of Theme Park. I can't remember what I paid the lady. It was kind of it was a store for charity, and you kind of told them what you'd pay for it, and they'd either say yes or hey, you could give a little bit more. But I picked up a copy of Theme Park for my Jaguar, so that was cool. And then I purchased, I think it was the two of those. Yeah. So I picked these 2 Game Boy games up from the same person with the Famicom games, which are both Japanese. So this is cool because you're spraying bugs in that. I only played a little bit of this, but it was crazy because the animations on the guy were immense. And it also made it quite slow because the animations were very long, but quite detailed. So those were quite cool. I think they were about the same price as the Famicom game. And then I also won a Game Boy Pocket because I played all their games and did their high scores. One of the things was Sushi Go Round in Pokemon Stadium on the N64. There was Daley Thompson, I think, on the Spectrum. Crazy Taxi on the PS2, which should have been the Dreamcast version. Was that it? Oh, the high score in Donkey Kong on the Intellivision as well. And it was if you had the high score amalgamated from all of yours and then in an average, and you got so many points for doing all of them and so on. And I won that, so I got the best scores on, not essentially everything, but they worked out to give me the best score. But I won a Game Boy Pocket and a few other things. This is all I have here at the moment though. And it's a copy of Football International. Which is a Bandai football game for the Game Boy, which belongs to, although it doesn't anymore, Gary Townsend. Sorry Gary, I have your game. Wherever you are. So yeah, I got that. And then in a little store that's kind of local to Charlotte, I got a copy of Robo Aleste on the Mega CD. This is quite cool, it's quite a rare game and a very nice shooter. Quite hard at times, but it's complete. It's got its little registration card as well. I can't remember what I paid for that. But Charlotte picked it up for me and I gave her the money. And then after her giving me this, we popped down to Snooper's Paradise in Brighton. And I picked up 2 games for my 3DO. So I got Theme Park. That's the second theme park I've now picked up. To be fair though, we probably got it on most platforms. Theme Park and Road Rash. Sadly, this one looks like it was maybe pre-owned in game, potentially, because it's got cross on the barcode on the actual thing, whereas this one was just purchased from Virtual Games in Bracknell. As you can see there on the sticker. So yeah, I haven't actually put together my 3DO and played these yet. It's upstairs, but they're pretty much complete from what I remember. Yeah. Or did one of them have? No, I'm thinking of Mega CD Games having demos, aren't I? Yeah, but they're complete. I can't remember what I paid for them, but the guy gave me a deal, which is always nice, because Snooper's Paradise, for anyone that doesn't know, is kind of like a flea market, and there's different sellers, and sometimes the sellers will be there, or sometimes they won't. But we spoke to the guy, and because we met him before, and we popped there 2 years before, or something like that, and he kind of remembered us, and he sold me these, slightly cheaper than what he wanted. There's no price on these anymore. Can't remember what it was. So those are cool, buying some games for my 3DO. And then I picked up Animal Crossing because everyone else was playing it. I got it for 23 quid from Tesco's in the end because I had a Tesco's voucher that came in the post for Tesco's Direct. So I picked that up. I have actually gone away from it though, so God knows what's happened to my town. I bet everyone's just left and hates me. But yeah, so Animal Crossing, and then also because my lovely Pikachu 3DS didn't have a case, I picked up a nice Animal Crossing slipcase on eBay for about a £5, I think it was, which at least just means I've got something I can keep it in to stop it from getting scratched in any way. Like, I'd never put just the console in my bag. I used to just steal my Parappa the Rapper PSP case and pop it in there, but then my Vita wouldn't be in a case. But at least now it can just sit in this and not get dusty or scratched. And then more recently, I've got a local boot sale, which is not very good for games at all. I picked up a few games. Well, these were the first games I'd ever gotten from there, and this was not last week or the week before, maybe the week before that. I got 2 other games as well. But those were cheap duplicates that I then gave on elsewhere. But otherwise I picked up NFL Club, Quarterback Club 97, because I hadn't seen it before. I know we don't really buy sports games, but I figured it's a nice one because it hasn't even got the PlayStation strip at the bottom. And then also Naruto Uzumaki Chronicles 2 for 50p, which I thought was okay because Naruto games are fairly hard to come by these days. Like, otherwise the guy just had like other PS2 games that we had, and Sims games on PC that we already had, so there's no point in buying those, but I was cool with that. And then I bought a bunch of Mega Drive games off a guy from a Facebook group. They're all complete. I made sure beforehand when I was popping to his place. But I got Generations Lost, which looks weird. Last Battle. Jurassic Park, because we don't actually have this, I thought we did, but we've got the Rampage edition, I believe. So just standard Jurassic Park. Then Will Harvey Presents The Immortal. Not 100% sure who Will Harvey is. Yeah. Tailspin. Shark has the classics version she picked up recently, I believe. But I thought, oh, I'll pick this up because it was the standard version. And then also Tiny Toon Adventures Acme All Stars. Unfortunately this is German, I believe. Because the first language on the back is German. Whereas English is the last, but I'm not 100% sure. Kind of hard to tell with a Mega Drive game, isn't it? But I've always just gone based off the first language on the back. As you can see that. German, I think it's German. Aus den Lieblings, sounds German. Followed by English at the bottom here. So yeah, I picked all those up. And then most recently, which is why I'm coming to the end now, I picked up three strategy guides from a local charity shop, but one of them I haven't got here and is at work. Just because I picked that one up weeks before these two and haven't taken it home yet. But I picked up the guide for, these were both £1 each, and the other one was as well, Metro Prime 3 Corruption. Which is a very nice guide, and it still has the poster at the back. It's a lovely guide, nice and thick, and what is it? It's primer. You wouldn't think it's primer because it's not got the cheap red over it like they usually do. But so that was £1, and I also picked up, which is weird because the person must have been a Nintendo fan and just had kept this for a while, I presume, a Jet Force Gemini guide. Also primer. There's no kind of map in it, or a poster or anything, but I'm guessing there just wasn't one in it. Even though it's kind of the thing to do with strategy guides back then. And the other guide I also picked up was a LA Noire guide. I've already finished the game, but I figured for £1 I'll pick it up, and it was a nice, massive, kind of chunky one. So those were cool. I don't usually get much from charity shops around here. And then, as Charlotte did, because as she mentioned as well that I went with her, we went to M&M Games in Croydon a couple of days ago on Saturday, and I went there and got rid of some duplicates that I had, all PS1 games except for a couple of Game Boy. Wasn't sure what I wanted to get until I then decided after looking at one of the games. So I picked up from them, which I need to test because it didn't come with one lead. A nice 32X. So me and Charlotte have been looking for one of these for ages. I gave it a clean, so it's a little bit nicer, although actually I could give that bit a clean as well. Yeah, you clean there. So a 32X. It came with the adapter and the RF, but sadly not the patch cable, which is the middle one, I think. Yeah, the AV in, I think. I think that's the right one. Which goes between the 32X and the Mega Drive 1 or Mega Drive 2. I'm going to try and put it through my Multi-Mega, so I've ordered a lead for it. And hopefully it'll come soon and I can give it a go and make sure it works okay. I have read that some people have had trouble with Multi-Megas and 32Xs before. Hopefully mine will be fine. But yeah, it was a good deal that I got. But the best bit was, well, I got one game which matches the PS1 game I bought, which is NFL Quarterback Club. So this is probably like the first one. So I've got that. Because I picked that up because they had it at 99p, and as it was a 32X game that we didn't own, I thought I'll pick that up. But this was the coolest one I bought. So this is Calibri, which is a game where you play as a hummingbird, which you may think, hey, that's kind of like weird stuff like Ecco the Dolphin, and it is in a way because it's by the same designer worked on it. I think they were a different studio when they worked on this though. I might be wrong, so don't quote me on that. But yeah, I looked at the screenshots on the back and I was like, hey, that game looks really nice. And I watched the trailer and I was like, wow, that's quite like Ecco the Dolphin. At least in style and kind of gameplay in some sense. So I couldn't not get this. It's quite rare. As you may notice, this isn't more like a Mega Drive box. This is because someone has made this cover. Because 32X games, of course, come in card boxes and they're usually quite tatty. And then I've got the game inside. My receipt. It's got no instruction book, however I'm just going to print off a version of the manual and put it in there. So at least in my eyes it's in a way complete, but of course not complete. But this game's, yeah, kind of crazy. I looked on eBay when we were in the store, and about that, my hard drive just filled up on my camera, so I don't know where I finished. But yeah, so it's quite rare. I can't wait to play it because it looks gorgeous. Apparently it's got a lovely soundtrack and it plays really well. It's like known to be apparently one of the best 32X games. Which is why I feel bad that I didn't know about it beforehand. As you can tell, this is a Genesis version, as they gave it the Genesis box art. I would of course prefer a PAL version, but you can't have everything, of course. And it's just nice to own rare-ish games, even whatever, you know, region encoding they are. So yeah, I picked up that and that and that. I mean, I didn't get as much as Charlotte did, because, you know, she got, well, actually no, it's almost like a console, but it's also like an accessory in a way. There are 40 32X games in existence that were created. I plan to try and buy some more, because we've got kind of the standard ones, so like Virtua Fighter, Virtua Racing, Star Wars Arcade, Doom, NFL Quarterback Club, and Calibri. I think that's all we've got. So now I'm going to plan on getting some of the others. I doubt I'll be getting Knuckles Chaotix anytime soon because of how flippin' rare it seems to be at the moment, or how flippin' rare it seems to be now. But yeah, so that's all I've bought recently. As you can see, not a huge amount, not as much as Charlotte. She's got nice boot sales that, you know, she buys things from, whereas unfortunately my boot sales around here are quite crap, or really far away for me to get to, which is slightly annoying. So yeah, that was my things I've picked up recently. I hope you enjoyed that. As Charlotte mentioned, I have got a giveaway that I'm going to be doing. Hopefully I'll do it soon, I imagine. Quite a cool prize, so I imagine a lot of people might want to try and win it, because I suppose it's worth a little bit. It's not retro though, it's a new thing. Otherwise, yeah, GTA. But yeah, so I'll catch you for my next video. If not, mine's next, Charlotte's will be next, or the giveaway. So yeah, I will catch you for my next video. Bye!